Whew. All right, boys, we might have got a good deal on Facebook Marketplace. Pretty much a steal, I think, personally. I got an MSD Air Force intake manifold, a Nick Williams 103 millimeter throttle body, as well as a Heltec Killer Bee cold air intake. I think brand new, they go for, all that goes for around $3 grand. I got it off of Facebook Marketplace for $1,300. I'm hoping this works. In terms of the intake and the throttle body, the intake manifold was missing a few bolts. I had to go to the local hardware store to get some, and some O-rings as well. I'll show you guys what I did for that. That's probably not going to work, but we'll see. Hopefully it does. But right now I'm just going to disconnect the battery, start removing stuff. First time having to take off a Corvette's intake manifold. This first car, S2000, that one I know pretty well. I've had it since 2018, so we'll see how hard this is. Hopefully it doesn't cut to a video at night. Fingers crossed. It's day 3 now. All right, so before we start, I'm just gonna show you guys everything. This is the Nick Williams 103 millimeter throttle body. It's pretty good condition, honestly. Okay, to be honest, I don't know if it's actually Nick Williams. There's no way for me to find out, but that's what we put on the Facebook ad. So, hey, I'm gonna say it is. And then we have the Heltec cold air intake. Heard it's pretty good. Not as good as the Ram, but you know, for the price, it was worth it. It does come with the. Let me show you guys. It does come with the shroud as well. So it is missing the weather stripping. So I'll probably buy some just to make it look nice, but it's not too bad of condition. And then lastly, we have the big boy MSD Air Force intake. It's like I said, it was missing a few bolts. Hopefully it works. Everything's fine, and the gaskets aren't too old to where it's gonna start leaking. But all right, so I took battery, or unplugged it. We're gonna have to take off all of these, obviously, and then once we take these out, these just little plastic stuff or rubber stuff. Sorry, I'm gonna take off the air intake mod as well. This should just come out pretty easily, and then I'll start removing stuff. I'm gonna have to release the pressure for the fuel. Get some microfiber towels so I don't make a mess. Oh, and then if you guys wanted to know what I have done to the car already, I bought this car back in December, but the previous owner had a couple mods done to it. I'll show you guys right now. Let me get the picture of the Facebook ad that he had. I bought it from Facebook as well. You guys can see a trend here of me buying stuff on Facebook. So right there, Texas Speed LS7 stage 3.2 cam kit. It made 530 on E60. He did tell me though that that when he did tune it, it was 110 degrees. So I'm gonna take that with a grain of salt and say maybe on full E85 it was making maybe 560. I'll say. I don't know. My butt dyno is pretty off compared to this one that's only 355 with the HKS supercharger, but it's quick, obviously. So I don't know what number I'm aiming for, to be honest. I think 600 would be perfect. Anything more than that is going to be great. Let me see how long it takes me to do this. I'm scared. All right, so right now I'm just going to take off the cold air intake. It's pretty simple. It's just 1, 2, and then the clamps, obviously, for it to come off. I had a little, well, anyways, just those two to come off. I'm going to transfer the sensor from this one to the new one on the Killer Bee. I'm hoping that the push pins are pretty easy to install, or not the push pins, I'm sorry, the shroud's easy to install. After extensive research of not seeing where the damn Schrader valve was, kind of found it. So it's this little guy right here. Car's already off. Go get a rag or two real quick. Press this bad boy in and release the E85 that's in there right now. And then from there, you know, we can start taking stuff off. That's E. Okay. I mean, that should be, oh yeah, that has some dust. My dad was sanding. Wasn't the right rag to get, but it is what it is. So it's not too bad. Oh, I just have to hold it at a different angle. Give me 1 second. Dude, I kind of like the Corvette's hood, how it sits like this, because pre-work on the car is pretty good. Okay, so let's not. Let me just loosen that one, and then see if we can get this one. I'm probably have to go from the other side. You know, honestly, editing this is gonna be a pain in the ass because it's just me trying to get to a small spot and moan half the time. So it's gonna be kind of weird for you guys. But we'll see how the editing goes from here. But hopefully everything comes out good. I mean, this should be put on everything by tonight, hopefully. I'm gonna jinx myself, watch, I'm gonna break something. But I mean, it shouldn't be too bad, to be honest. All right, so I just took off all 4 bolts. This should just come off like that. I'll just take this gasket off right now. See, it has some oil, so it's not too big of a deal. Let me go bring the new throttle body and compare how big it is. So this is the old one. I don't know if you guys can see from right there, and that's the new one. It's cool. Let me see, that looks weird. So that's the old one. This is the new one. As you can see, it's a lot big. It's a lot bigger. I don't know the diameter of this one, what it comes stock with. I think it's 89. Correct me if I'm wrong down in the comments, but yeah, it's a big boy. So let me put this one to the side. Okay, so the next step after removing the throttle body is to remove the vacuum lines. And from the new one that I have, what it shows is there's one down here in the bottom, which I see now. And then there's gonna be one on this side and then one in the back that is probably gonna be accessible once I move this up and out a little bit. So let's see how this goes. I don't know if you guys relate to this, but half the time working on cars, if you're unorganized, is finding the damn tool you need. I wanted to make a quick update. So I lost the 8mm socket that I was supposed to use to take off the intake manifold bolts off. Also, the injectors are a bitch to take off because of this fuel rail blocking it. I'm not sure if I read the instructions correctly or what I did wrong, but I could have just taken this off by hand and not lose my 8mm. It dropped down here. I tried getting it. I heard it hit the headers, but when I look on the floor, it's not there. So I don't know how that's supposed to work. All right, quick update. Got another 8. Took off these injectors, super easy. Now I'm just gonna take off these. Wow, these are really loose. What the hell? Oh, these are real loose. That's weird. I'm gonna take off all these intake manifold bolts, and then after that, take off the fuel rail, I believe. I know. No. Hopefully, I got that on camera, but just dropped it. Anyways, this thing was a bitch to get out. A bitch is an understatement because It was actually really hard to get out. It had some bracket saying who built it. And that's why when I was trying to take this out, it was a pain in the ass. All right, so I just took off that hose and cut the zip tie. So this thing should come off pretty easily now, to where I can just smack the new one on, put the Loctite, tighten the bolts, and then send her home. But we don't know until we do it, so let's do it. What's holding you back, baby? Let me try wiring that hose. Give me a second. I'm trying to take this off as peacefully as possible, but this car is being a bitch. Well, this kind of blows, but I mean, that's what comes when you work on your own cars. It's not gonna be, it's just that stupid fucking little thing right there, dog. What the fuck? Get the fuck out of there, dog. Get out of there. Get out of there. Okay. Okay. So, after all that struggling of 2 minutes, I got it out. All right, so here's the old one. Obviously, that's the new one. It was a bitch to take off because of this stupid hose that gets in the way of everything. Yeah, all I think is I have to put this one on, and we'll go from there. All right, guys. So it's the next day. I finished the nighttime. Just the camera died, so I didn't have any patience at that point because I was already struggling to get the intake manifold off. My dad did come and help me. There was 2 bolts in the back that are a pain in the ass to get to, honestly. Or I'm sorry, to tighten is the thing. We had to go to Harbor Freight to go get some small bits for it to fit in the back. The O-ring job that I did, since I didn't have the ones from MSD, it was missing on 4 of the bolts. I just went to AutoZone, and they weren't the exact size. They were maybe like they're a little bit bigger, so I combined one bigger one with one small one to then make one O-ring. It seemed to work fine. I turned on the car, you know, we installed the intake, cold air intake, and the throttle body. Everything seemed fine for the most part, right? I don't know. I mean, I don't know how it's gonna go when it's tuning, if anything, if I'm gonna see any leaks or anything like that. But as of right now, just turning it on, no leaks whatsoever. So I'll show you guys the car right now, but I'll show you guys the what I was talking about with the O-rings first. Okay, so here's the O-ring set that I bought from AutoZone since I wasn't able to find the right one from MSD. I'm just using an old bolt to demonstrate kind of what I did. So I just got one kind of big one. Slide this bad boy in here like that. Just slide it in. Then I got one small one, super small. You guys probably can't see that. And I slid it on top like this to make one O-ring, and I did that for the bolts. I think it should be fine. I'll show you guys the car right now, but it worked. We turned on the car. It didn't seem like it had any leaks or anything, so it should be good. I was gonna tell you guys, I was thinking about, I was watching back the video too of me hitting the, I dropped the socket on my light. It hit somewhere right here, but I can't find the spot where it hit it exactly, which I guess is a good thing. Anyways, I was looking for a tuner for the Corvette, and I was set on I was set on going to Darden Tuned. It's a guy down in San Diego. He has a bunch of followers on Instagram. He's been on a couple of Hoonigan videos with his Corvette racing, this versus that. And you know, I thought it'd be a good idea. And sure enough, I got a DM saying like, "Oh, good luck. Like, make sure your car doesn't break." So I asked him a couple questions about what he's talking about, and sure enough, he was saying that a Corvette that Darden tuned did like 2 weeks ago blew up the engine, so it kind of got me scared, I guess. I'm not in the Corvette world too much down in Southern California. For that 2000, I know a bunch of guys, but not for Corvette specifically. So I don't know who to go with. There's another shop down in Anaheim called Omni Motorsports. I DM'd them asking them when they'd be able to fit me in and get the tune. They said July 8th, which is kind of far away for me, at least because I wanted to tune it as soon as possible. But we'll see what I decide to do, whose shop I decide to go with. But let me show you guys the Corvette, because I didn't show you guys last night and my camera died. All right, here she is with all her beauty and defects, I guess, too, because that cold air intake was super hard to put on, or not even the intake, it was the shroud itself. And then the little coupler that holds from the throttle body was a bitch to put on too, just because of how big the new one is. We got it on maybe like in 10 minutes of struggling with it. My dad actually got it on with like a hook screwdriver type of thing, where he grabbed the coupler and made it fit in. But yeah, man, it was a pretty, I mean, it's not super hard to install. It did take me all day to do it, so I guess maybe I'm just lying to you guys. The hardest thing was, you guys probably can't see it, but there's a bolt back there, 2 of them on the back side that are really hard. They're really hard to get to tighten. And yeah, I mean, that's plugged in. Everything's perfect with that. I had to cut that last clip. There's some guy who just parked in my driveway. It turned out to be the Walmart delivery guy for the groceries. But anyways, back to what I was saying. Yeah, I'm just kind of I don't know which shop to choose from to tune it. I don't know about any good shops down in Southern California, if I'm being honest. So if you guys can give me some recommendations down in the comments, that'd be great. We'll see how long it takes to get tuned. Like I said, I'm hoping to get 600. Once I hit 600, I'll be content, and we'll throw some more upgrades, or just more cosmetic stuff, to be honest. Some wheels, some tires, some aero. I need a spoiler for sure, because that little one in the back doesn't do the car justice whatsoever. I don't know, there's nothing too much informational here, and the camera died. I stopped recording, so you know, I don't know if I'll even post this video, if I'm being honest, so we'll see what happens. Okay, so everything's done. It's day 3 now. I didn't record any audio for you guys for the Corvette, how it sounds right now, so I'll turn it on for you guys, see how it sounds. But